Hey everyone, today we are going to talk how you can actually insert or update a document inside Firebase or Firestore. So why we're doing that, the reason for that, and I think this is the most common feature that I'm using like every day, is that if we have uh, if we have a document uh, we should be able to update it. But if we don't have a document, we should be able to create it. So let me show you uh, what I mean. Here I have a collection called orders, and I have a bunch of documents which are my orders. And I have the date of the order, for example, the name of the order and the order ID. I don't know why you have the name of it, but let's imagine for this demo that the orders, I have the name of the orders. Maybe it is the person who made the order, or maybe it's the name of the order itself. Doesn't really matter. And then we have the order ID, which is different from the document ID, or those are two different things. And let me show you what I mean. So right now, if I delete this order, so let me try and show you what I mean. Now I deleted the order, and you can see, I hope you can actually see the documents over here. And I made it like that. So if I visit the page and there is no order with a number of 33, I should be able to create it. So if I go over here, doc filter, and now you just saw, or I hope that you just saw that this order was actually created with a number of 33. So so the whole idea is that I'm searching, as I said one more time, I'm searching if there is an order with a number 33, and if there isn't, I'm just creating it with the name of my order. And this is the name of my order. And now I can actually change it if I want to. So I have my order is create, for example, submit, and if I go back, you just saw probably that my order is great and it's changed now. So as I said, the whole idea is to create if something doesn't exist, and add it, or or add it if so yeah, create if something doesn't exist, or update if there is already uh, if it's existing already. Sorry about that. So the whole idea is that I made it like this. I have where, and I'm searching for the order number 33. And if I don't have it, I already have the three values that I'm adding. So let me show you how this actually works. Um, this is my app, and this is my page. It's a very simple page. This page has two important things. So first thing first, we have the custom action, which is on page load. So it is on page load. And then I have this custom action, and I have three fields. And why do I have three fields? Because when I go over here, I have three fields. My first field is the name, my second field is date, and my third one is order ID. The order of the fields doesn't matter. Uh, it only matter the order of the fields inside the custom code or the custom action, and I will show you at the end how you can set up the code, the actual code. But let me just show you how you can set up everything before setting up the code. So as I said, in my case, I have three fields, and the first field is the name, which is my order. The second one is the name, the date, which I'm getting from current time from the global property. And then the third one, the third field, is the specific value, which is the order ID, which in my case is 33. And then the last thing, I have the collection name, and the collection name in my case is orders. So this is my setup for creating or updating a record. Uh, why I put it on page load? Because sometimes when you load a page, you want to create a document. If it's not existing, you want to create it and then open the page and show the record of the user. So for example, if there is a order, you want to create first the order in order to open the cart, for example. Or there are other examples that I cannot think off the top of my head right now, but you get the idea probably. And then the other thing that I have, and this is just for displaying purposes, I have the backend query. And the backend query, I have the query collection, and I'm selecting orders from collection of orders, single document, and I have one filter. And the filter that I have is that I'm searching for the order of 33 in my case. So here there is something important to know. If you go to orders, if you go to ordering, and you want to order by order ID, for example, and you click confirm, you get this error. You cannot order your query by a field used in the filter. So what that means is that you cannot have this at the same time filters and so you can have the same time filters and orders with the same field. So in my case, order ID, I can have it in both places. If I want, for example, to order it by date, this should totally fine. No problem without that. I don't have any errors about that. If I want to order it by name, for example, decreasing, confirm, no problem about that. This error is Firestore indexes is not something, so I have to deploy it. It's not something related to the backend query, just to let you know. And then I don't know why it's showing, but yeah. And then let's go back here. I just wanted to show you that this error was not involved the backend query. And then if I'll show you this again because this is important. If you order with the same field name as you're filtering, so in my case, order ID, and you press confirm, you get this error. So keep that in mind. You cannot order it like this. In reality, you don't need ordering when you're only querying one document, like I'm doing single document, like I'm doing right now, but I just wanted to show you that because this is important for later when we use the code. And now I can confirm and I can actually display. So my initial name will be name, which is coming from orders document, which is this one over here, and the one that I just show you, and I'm getting the name. So this is what I'm doing, and it's best practice to actually have default value as well. So if I confirm this, this is where is actually is displaying the actual name. I have to recent reload because this will expire. And then the submit, I have the exact same custom action, which is taking the exact same arguments. I have the field one will be the name, and then I have the fields two will be the same thing as the current time, and then I have the order ID, which is 33, and the collection will be orders. So the something important here is that here the difference is that between the auto load and this one will be the auto load. I'm hard coding my order. So if there isn't an order when I first load a page, I'm hard coding it with this value. But if I have a form like I'm having over here, so I have a text field and a submit button, I want to actually take the name from the field. So how I'm doing this, I'm going into widget state, and the widget state that I'm taking the data is this one, which is name. This is how I'm doing it. And you can see it. Okay, the debug it's over, but you saw that I was able to change it from the text field. And then let me show you the actual code. So the code is not that hard to implement. You just need to copy. The code will be available in the description. There will be a link where you can copy the code and just copy it. Name, use the same name over here. Copy the name and paste it over here, and then click save. This is how you're supposed to paste code in FlutterFlow. So all the arguments will be auto-loaded over here. If you haven't actually saw my video about how to use the custom code inside FlutterFlow, the link will be in the description below as well. So please watch it in order to see how you can use it. What is the best way to actually use it? And then the only two parts that you actually need to change are those two parts over here. So let me actually show you the actual collection. So if I go to orders, I have a bunch of fields, but the one that I'm only using are order ID, name, and date. So if I go over here again, you can actually see that those are the ones that you need to change. And I wrote it over here to do, and then change fields, name, date, and order ID. So change those according to your fields. And if you have more than 3 fields, feel free to add them as an argument. So add them as an argument 4, 5, 6, and so on and so forth. And then if you have less, then just remove them from over here. Just follow my example. If you have a string, just make sure you have the no safety requirements. If you have, for example, if your fourth field is a number, let's say it's a number, then this is how you're supposed to do it and add a number. So if I want to add a number, I should be able to say int and then field 4, for example. And now if I save this, I should be able to see it over here. As you can see, it's automatically added, it's a number, and it's knowable. So let's delete this one. Don't worry about those errors because those errors, I think they are irrelevant, or I haven't. Yeah, I have written something. I have misspelled something. So this will be field 4, field 4, field 4. Let's save it one more time. And now it should be working. Those should be all there. Yeah, now they're gone. And yeah, let's delete those because I don't need them. Save again, and this is gone. You can see it over here. So the only two parts that you need to change, as I said, is the fields. So make sure that the fields that you're using in your collection are the ones that you write over here. So name is mine, date, and order ID. And the other important thing is that how you actually want to find your document. So in my case, I'm using the order ID. So make sure you can actually you must actually write this as a string. So what I mean by that is that you need to put it in quotes, and you have order ID. For my example is order ID, and then you have equal to, and then the field 3 because the field 3 is the order ID. So make sure that those matches. So this match this one, but it's written in strings with quotes, so it is like string and then equal to and then field 3. So for example, if I have the name, let's say that I'm searching for the name. I have to change this to name1 and field 1. So now I'm searching for the name. So if I have for example name that is, let me just quickly reload loads a new test mode so I can probably show you that as well. So if I have a name uh, which is equal to, for example, my order, then I will change everything else. So those are the fields that are going to change, and those are the fields that I'm searching the document if exist, and then I'm changing it or updating it with those arguments that I'm supplying when I'm calling the custom action. So this is important. There is one more thing important to note, to let you know. You can actually stack those. So the 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 way that you can do it is that you have where, and for example name equal to, and this is the name. But what if you want to actually search for name and order ID? So you want to search for the name and order ID, and if they didn't exist, create them. But if they exist, uh, just update the order time. So you can, as I said, you can stack them. So you can just write another where. In here, you can write order. Let me just copy and paste it because I don't want to make any mistakes because this is important. So order ID. And then here, when you press Control space, you're supposed to actually have all the arguments that you can use over here. But if you click Control space and you don't have, then you have like this is a bunch of nonsense, to be honest. Those are the words that are used in the code, and you can see over here that this is not working, and because it's crossed cloud, so that means that this is not working. So hide settings, click on hide settings. This will force to reload the code. Wait for this check mark, and then you would think, okay, now it's working. But no, wait a little bit more, because right now if I click Control space, now it's working. So wait a few seconds and now click Control space, and now you probably see the difference, right? From now and how it was before. And now you can see all the available possibilities of how you can actually search. So let me go quickly through them. You have the array content. So this is if you having an array. If you're right now we are using a string values, but if you have an array, you can search for array contents. And if you're searching for that, we can say probably something like that. Let me just show you. So I can say, like, for example, array contains those numbers. So array contains 33, 34, 35. That means if this array contains, if this order ID contains those numbers, then find it. But because we're finding only one order, I'm not sure if we need that. But if you need this functionality, it's there. You can use it. And now we have array contains any. So if any of those in the array are there, just find them. Equal to is the one that we're using, and then is greater than. This is good for numbers, so we can say if order is greater than, for example, 22, and then we can also search bar is greater than or equal to, is less than, is less than or equal to, is not equal to, is no, where in, and where not in. So where in, so yeah, You can, of course, ask ChatGPT to help you if you don't know the answer to that, but wherein is actually used to search inside an array and to search if there is any value, for example, in colors. This example is with colors, and if is there any value with red, for example, then it will be matched and it will be displayed. So this is again used for arrays, and this is if the array contains red, it will be actually um, displaying this or getting this as a result as well. So yeah, you can just read through it. You can pause and you can read through this text to get more about what is the difference between wherein an array contains. Or you can ask ChatGPT, of course, what is the difference, and it will just tell you. So so yeah, those are all the possibilities that you can actually use to filter. You can actually go inside here and then, for example, let's go to the query, and those should be the same as this one, those ones. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I think there are two more in the code that are not there. But let me just show you and let's find out. Uh, so so you can say where, and then for example name, and then is equal to, and now it's not auto-completing again. As you can see, sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Right now it's not. But as I said, just click on hide settings, wait a little bit for this to load, and then you should be good to go. And now I waited a few seconds and I'm good to go. And we can use equal to, and then let's say name, my name, and then yeah. So how many were there? Were they were there? Let's find out. Okay, wait a sec. It's not okay. It's broke again, but let me use the same method again. So we have, so here, as you can see, here we have three more actually. Here are 11, I think, and in the default FlutterFlow filter are 8. So here you have a little bit more capacity, but this is normal when you're using code, of course. And then yeah, you can use it like that. So uh, you can search for order ID, and you can search also for the name as well. Don't worry about those errors because sometimes it's showing you error, but there is not an error to be honest. And you can use the same method over and over again uh, to actually get rid of the errors. Uh, but this is, yeah. Let me say this one last time because this is very important. So change the fields. So those are the fields that you need to you want to update and update or insert or add a new document. And this is actually the searching for which document you want to update or or insert. So it's very important to know that, for example, field, this should be field one, sorry. So this one should be field one because this is coming from here. So it's very important to know also that when you're searching for this, you're actually searching, for example, you're searching for order 33. So order 32 will always be order 32, right? You cannot have order 45, for example. You always have order 33, and order 33 will not, even if you update it or insert it, doesn't matter, or add it, the order will be order 33 in my case, in my example. And also, if you add here name, it will actually the name will stay the same. So if I have name over here, and if I'm searching for the name, that means, for example, my order is the name, and order 33, it will always search for this order. And if it's not there, it will actually, okay, my session just got out. It will actually, I wanted to show you, but yeah, I will show you again. I will show you this, but uh, it will actually be the same fields. So that's important, the same values. So that's important to know. And the last thing over here is that this code is checking if the documents exist, then update it. If it doesn't exist, then add it. So now the test mode finally loaded, and let me show you what I mean. So if I have where order ID and name are the same, so where I'm searching for order ID and name, that means that here I'm searching for the order ID of 33, and the name will be my order is create. So I just deleted that by mistake. So this is my order is great. So if I have my order is great right now and click submit, what will happen? What do you think will happen? This is a good question. And the answer for that is that if I click submit right now, it will only update the date, because the date is the only field that is going to be updated, because everything else will be staying the same. But if I change the name, so if I say my order is great, then yours, for example, and click submit, this will actually should create. So I'm going to show you actually what is going on when you add two filters over here. So you have right now I have the order ID and I have the name. So when I have the order ID and the name, and I click, so for example, my order is great, and click submit, you can see over here that this was added in the database. But if I click it again, it is just updated. So the time is updated. So let me show you the time right now. And if I click update, you can see the time is updating over here. So you see the dates, but let me show you. So you can see the time probably over here. So click save, and now the time is updated. So if the name and the order ID is the same, then only in this case I'm updating the time. But if I write, for example, my order is great, again, click, it will just create a new one. Here it's creating a new one, and then click it again, it will go in orange, which means that it's updated. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you learned something from it. I think this, as I said, I think this is the most important feature that you need using FlutterFlow in order to create a new document, search if the document exists, and if it doesn't exist, create it. If it exists, just update it. And now using this custom action, you can actually have all the power that you need to do great FlutterFlow apps. Thank you very much, and let me know in the comments if this video actually helped you. Thanks. Bye bye.